Hey guys, I haven't been on YouTube for a very long time because of all the things that have been happening, including my IB exams. Speaking of which, the exam results will come out tomorrow. So in the meantime, as I'm worrying and being nervous about the results, I thought why not sit down and make a video of the high school stats, extracurriculars that got me into some of the schools that I got into. So here's a bit about me. I am an international student who applied to American universities and colleges in the past application cycle from 2021 to 2022. I applied early decision to the University of Pennsylvania and I got deferred. Then in the regular decision round, I got accepted into University of Pennsylvania, Johns Hopkins University, UCLA, Carnegie Mellon, USC with a scholarship, NYU, Boston College, and some of the other schools. For all of the schools I applied to, my intended major is one of the few below: economics, public policy, international studies, global studies. And I varied my intended major based on the school that I was applying to and based on the programs that the school offered that interested me. But in the end, it's basically something around economics and in the social sciences as well. And just one thing to put out here, bear in mind that I not only applied to American schools, I also applied to schools in the UK, like through UCAS application, and I got accepted into some of them, including Cambridge University as well. I would not include information or like activities or preparations I did for UK applications. These are all like used for my US American applications. Yeah. I would have a separate video explaining how I prepared for my UK applications and how I may have been a contributing factor of me getting into Cambridge. Yeah, stay tuned for that. I study in the International Baccalaureate program, which is one of the 3 programs offered at my school, the International Department of a public high school in my city. And the 3 programs are respectively the AP program, A-level program, and the IB program. So at the beginning of high school, we sort of had the chance to choose between the 3. And because I thought the IB program was more challenging and it is a more balanced program that would allow me to take courses in a variety of disciplines instead of only those ones that interest me, I chose the IB program. And my IB courses selections for the diploma years are in higher level, I have mathematics AA HL, economics HL, as well as chemistry HL. In the standard level, I have Chinese A, language and literature SL, English A, language and literature SL, and psychology SL. So these are my course selections. Up to the point when I applied to the universities last fall, my GPA was 4.26 out of 4.3. This is unweighted. Our school doesn't weight our GPAs, and we don't give rankings for our GPA. In 10th grade, my GPA was 4.24 out of 4.3, and in 11th grade, it became 4.28 out of 4.3, and then in my senior year, I got 4.3 out of 4.3. In terms of predicted grade, I got a 44 out of 45. The 1 mark I got deducted from was from chemistry higher level. Yeah, and the rest, like, they're all 7s. And my extended essay got a predicted grade of B, but my TOK was an A. So it still balances out to be a 3 in the end for the core points. As for the SAT, I took my SAT 1 time in December of my junior year, and I got a 1580. I was very lucky to have the chance to take the SAT because in my junior year, there was a pandemic and everybody was like having these kind of travel restrictions, but I got a chance to take my SAT for once, and then the score was pretty good, so I didn't have to take it another time. Many of my peers at school had to take, like, they prepared for the SAT exam, but because of the pandemic, they had to switch their plans to take the ACT, which would cost a lot of time to begin learning the ACT again, like from fresh start, when they have already had some knowledge of SAT. So I'm very lucky in that department, in terms of how I didn't need to spend a lot of time to prepare for a whole new set of exams like the ACT. Because I'm an IB student, I didn't take the AP exams, and I also didn't get to take the SAT 2 exams. I was intending to take mathematics and chemistry SAT-2 exams, but it got canceled. As an international student applying to American schools, we have to share our language proficiency, and that would be TOEFL in our case. So my TOEFL score, the highest one-time score is 115 out of 120, and with super score, mine is 117. So my highest reading is 30, highest listening is 30, highest speaking is 28, highest writing is 29, and they add up to 117. But my one-time score is 115. So yeah, these are pretty much all of my stats in high school, I guess. Ooh, it's hot in here. Let's continue. Now let's move on to the honors that I listed on my common application. So the first one I have is the St. Yao High School Science Award, in which high school students pursue scientific research and produce the research paper and then present it at conferences. So we basically had multiple rounds, and we entered. Eventually, I entered the global final round, and I was the finalist nominee, and I got the national first prize. So yeah, that's basically my first award. My research paper is in the field of mathematics, economics, and modeling, if that's what I call this category. Yeah. The second award that I have is the National Economics Challenge, NEC, and our team participated in this in my junior year, and we got the first place in the critical thinking challenge, and we got the top scoring team out of all of the teams in the international round as well. The third award that I have is a dance award, and it's the UK Royal International Art Competition, the dance division, and I got a gold award in that competition. I also participated in this competition in my junior year. Then the fourth honor I listed is the International Economics Olympiad. Our team participated in this in 10th grade, in our sophomore year, and we got the first place overall team award, and I got the silver award individual out of all the people in our national final round. Yeah, and the last award that I listed here is a mathematics award. I got a gold certificate in the Senior Mathematical Challenge that was awarded to top 10% of the participants, and this was in my sophomore year. Yeah. Now moving on to my Common App activities that I listed. So I sort of altered this a little bit depending on the schools that I applied to. For example, my activity list for UPenn was certainly different from my activity list for the RD schools that I applied to, because later on, depending on different schools and programs, I sort of changed my intended major a little bit. So I adjusted my activity list accordingly to suit my intended major and to show how I prepared for this major. But they're all kind of similar. I just moved the order a little bit around. So the first activity I have on here, I'm using my UPenn activity list here. The first one I have is research. This is the research that I used to go into the St. Yao High School Science Award I told you about. So I examined the effective Chinese work time reduction policy and its impact on the unemployment in China. During the process, I learned how to use data, how to use LaTeX, and produced a paper that entered a competition, and I got it published on an international conference. The second activity I listed here is our economic society. I was the president of the economic society in my junior year, so I listed here. And we basically led discussion panels, we organized econ quiz bowl, peer tutoring, and we also collaborated with the school student union to hold the first Model G20 summit at our school, and our club is awarded the highest honor at school. The third activity I have is the Student Ambassador Association. So I'm the president of my school's Student Ambassador Association, and here we basically give school tours and introduce school cultures to international delegations coming to visit our schools, and we will guide exchange students during class observations and plan to plan and host welcoming ceremonies and all that kind of different stuff. So we're basically representing our school and introducing our school spirit, our school culture, as well as the school campus to international delegations, and we would often hold these different kinds of conversations and panels with these guests and students, exchange students from all over the world. Yeah, that's basically about school spirit. So the next activity I have is dance. I have been a dancer for a very long time, 11 years to be precise. And I am of that, I got the highest level certificate in my regional leveling system, I guess. And I just wrote down my participation in dance teams, in dance competitions, performances, charity dance shows, as well as some of my attempt at choreography in school dance shows, and performances in culture days, and welcoming ceremonies and stuff like that. At one point, I also represented the school to showcase our Chinese culture to international delegations, and these kind of different activities and ceremonies. The next one I have is about Teenage Mental Health Awareness Initiative. I was very interested in the issue of teenage mental health, and I was running a Let's Scream initiative at my school where we would scream into paper cups together to relieve stress. And I also took the opportunity in the summer of my junior year to participate in one of UNICEF's initiatives called Pen Pause, where teenagers from all over the world would come together. The 8 of us would come together in online conferences to talk about how to deal with teenage mental health, how we should cope with mental health issues, and what is the correct attitude. And we published our discussions and our opinions on the New York Times for Kids magazine. The next one I have is United States Academic Decathlon. So I've been a participant of this competition since grade 9. I participated in grade 9 and grade 10, and our team got very good results. We entered the US final round, and after that I stayed in the USAD club as a student coach and the vice president to help recruit new members each year, help design entrance tests, help select school team members, help design the interviews, and organize team training sessions and these kind of things. I also got an excellent student coaching award from the USAD committee as well. So the next one I wrote down here is my participation in the school's Frisbee club. I love Ultimate Frisbee and I am a fervent player. I've been involved in Ultimate Frisbee for the duration of high school, and later on I discovered the Frisbee club and joined, and we were all practicing very often after school. So we also competed in Frisbee tournaments at school. Yeah, it was just fun. I thought I wanted to include this to show that I'm also an athletic person. I enjoy sports, and indeed, Ultimate Frisbee is one of my high school commitments, and I'm very excited to continue this in college as well. So the next activity I wrote down is another high school research that I did. It was about job polarization due to the technology advancement and fourth industrial revolution. It was a group research paper and about economic growth, about the role of technology in today's labor market and today's society and workplaces, and I learned a lot from it. The last one I have here is a research, the Pioneer Academics research. I did an international politics research where we study international politics with a professor from Oberlin College. So in my individual research paper, I examined the economic and political consequences of the international river sharing in the Mekong River Basin and produced a research paper. So besides all of my activities and awards, in the additional information section, I put in some links for my dance portfolio, my dance photo galleries that I put on YouTube. So those for my admission officers to see. They might or might not have seen it, but I sincerely hope that they helped in their decision to give me offer to some of the institutions that I applied to. Yeah, because as a dancer, I really thought it was a good chance for me to showcase my dance abilities through a dance portfolio. For some of the schools that allowed me to submit dance portfolios, I did, but for schools like UPenn, they didn't accept dance portfolios. So I put on some of the videos and photos of me dancing into videos. I made them into videos and submitted them as a link in this additional information section. They might have helped, they might have not, but I did it, and I thought, yeah, why not? Since I'm a dancer, why not? Okay, with that, we're coming to the end of this video. I hoped it was clear. These are the information that I put on my common application, and they certainly changed a bit from school to school, from early decision to regular decision, and depending on different intended majors that I applied to, they've also varied a little bit as well. So I would say that just look at me, I got deferred from my dream school in early decision round, but then with effort and with a good attitude, I got accepted into UPenn again in the regular decision round. So don't stress out to future applicants and have faith in yourself, trust yourself, and the good results will come to you anyway, and you'll always go into a school that perfectly matches you. Okay, that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for further videos on my application to the UK schools, how I got into Cambridge. Stay tuned for videos on how I picked out my dream school in the early decision round. And yeah, if you have any other questions or suggestions for my future video, please leave a comment down below and like and subscribe if you liked my content. See you next time. Bye.